It's Monday in Simpsonville, South Carolina, and I want to deal with a subject that I was reminded of today as I was just going through my normal routine day, and that's strongholds. You know, we all have some strongholds, and mine happens to be that I am a driven, very results-oriented kind of personality, and sometimes that causes me to try to run over the top of other people, and sometimes that takes me to a place where I'm not as tactful as I could be. But nevertheless, it's something that I've been working on and trying to get better in, and at the same time without becoming lazy or lackadaisical about things. And that's the balance that is hard for somebody that is driven and results-oriented. Nevertheless, we all have strongholds, and it's often a learned behavior. Sometimes it just comes out of our Adamic nature. Sometimes it's a desire for pleasure. Sometimes it comes out of a low self-esteem. Sometimes it's because of past hurts. Sometimes out of misinformation. Sometimes out of our needs not being met. Nevertheless, strongholds can be positive or they can be negative. If it's a stronghold for the Lord, it's a positive thing. If it's a stronghold for something that is more of the flesh, then it can be a very negative thing. And so some of the typical strongholds that you might be dealing with are anger, negative or critical spirit, doubts, fear, a gossipy kind of a personality, jealousy, lack of forgiveness, laziness, self-indulgence, suspicious nature. These can all be strongholds, or just not properly investigating so that you don't have all of the information that you need in order to make intelligent decisions or good decisions, and therefore it becomes a stronghold that you have not taken the time to find the details that need to be found in order to make good decisions. But we all have strongholds, we all have weaknesses, we're all human. We all came out of from an Adamic nature from Adam, and the thing that we need to do is we need to first admit it. And I have done that to you tonight with the fact that I know that that's a stronghold in my life. The second thing is to bring about changes and advance in your life so that those strongholds, especially the negative strongholds, can be dealt with. And one of the first things that we want to look at tonight, because we will be talking about this for several nights, and that is James 4:8 says, "Draw near to God, and He'll draw near to you. Cleanse your hands and purify your hearts." And that's certainly some of the things that I've done today as I've looked at that stronghold and said, okay, I need to step back and take a hard look at my life, take a hard look at my actions, be sure that I have clean hands and a pure heart about all of the things that have brought about that stronghold. And what are some of the causes of not dealing with strongholds? Well, it's by not being in the Word, not praying, not attending church, and not listening to those that you love. Sometimes the people that love you the most may hurt you by pointing out your strongholds that are negative, and you don't listen to them, and you learn too late that they were right all the time, that was a stronghold in your life. As we think about strongholds, I want you to also think about Philippians 2:5. We need to have the mind of Christ, and we need to step back once in a while and say, is this Christ-likeness? Was he driven? Was he object? Very results-oriented? And how did he handle things when they weren't moving as he wanted them to? And to try to find that delicate balance between doing nothing and charging ahead and making a mess of things. Ephesians 4:22 through 24 says that we need to be sure that we lay aside the old self and put on a new self. And that's what I've committed myself again and afresh to do, to try to always think before I talk, to always think before I act, and to try to understand the best way of dealing with it in the Christ-like way, so that my stronghold of being so results-oriented and so driven doesn't frustrate me and doesn't frustrate those around me. I hope that you'll take an honest look tonight yourself at your strongholds, areas where perhaps you have got anger, doubts, fear, gossipy, jealousy, lack of forgiveness, laziness, self-indulgence, all of those things, suspicious nature, all of those things are things that will cause strongholds in your life and cause you to struggle, and be sure that you investigate carefully so that you really understand what's going on in your life and understand the situation that you're dealing with. If it's a positive stronghold, if it's a stronghold for the Lord, don't give it up. But if it's a stronghold for the world or for your own personality, then be careful and be honest with yourself, as I did today, and take a hard look, review back all of the circumstances of all of the situations. Be sure you lay it out in front of yourself in an honest way, and then let the Word of God work in your life so that you tear down negative strongholds. But not to the place, again, with my own stronghold, I got to be careful that I don't go to the other extreme where I become lazy or don't care anymore about the things that I want to see accomplished, especially as they relate to the things of God. So it's a balancing act, and we all need to work on our lives on a continual basis. None of us ever achieve perfection this side of heaven. So that's your thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.